Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching The Expanse. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 8 of season 5 of The Expanse. Getting so close. We're getting so close to the finale of not only this season, but then the last season, which is short. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is like such a comfort show for me, which is weird because there's so many things that make you uncomfortable, but it's like every time I watch an episode, it's like coming home. I thoroughly enjoy it. I will say that the last episode, because I always end up rewatching the episode with my reaction, so I can see what it looks like when you guys watch a full-length reaction on Patreon. And I was like, that felt like a really big overreaction to Naomi jumping through space. But I think like I am so terrified of being spaced. And of all the people in the show, like Naomi's the person that can like read how to do that. Like somebody was like trying to explain it to me online how hard it is. And like, you know, that like she starts burning because of the radiation and like all the moisture in her body, like, you know, starts, I don't know if it's evaporating or boiling or both, but like her eyes started steaming and like she had to hit herself with the oxygenated blood, which I thought was a trigger for a bomb. I feel like if they had concentrated a little bit more on Monica's scene and really made you visually look at like how they stuck her and like really made it a point to be like, this is going to be something that you need to pay attention to, I think maybe I would have. But we've seen too many of like the pain stuff, and I thought it was a pain reliever, honestly, when she did it. I was like, oxygenated blood, what the hell's that? Well, now I know. Naomi is smart. She thinks really well on her feet. She's able to piece things together. She is so incredibly intelligent. The fact that she could calculate how hard she needed to push and what angle to get to the door. Like, how hard is that? I think incredibly fucking hard. So like, all the while I'm screaming and crying, it's because there's a really good chance that she dies. The name of the episode, Oi Dang, means goodbye. So I don't really know what goodbye meant until the very end of the episode. So I was watching Nerdy Nightly's CQB reaction. I think that just aired this past week. And of course, everyone has to watch CQB. Like, I feel like that's how you get initiated into The Expanse, is once you've seen Shed lose his head, you're like, oh, I'm in. So of course I'm watching it, and Naomi and Amos are sitting on the ground and they're holding hands. And I remember her saying, I never got to say goodbye. And throughout the seasons, I realized that, you know, it's because she had a son. And then we learned that his name was Philip. And I was like, I always assumed that that's, you know, what it meant and what it was. And that is what it was. But then also I realized that the last episode was her saying goodbye. The title of the episode was Goodbye, and she was saying goodbye to Philip. Now, I don't know if it's a permanent goodbye, but I feel like in that moment, after what happened, the physical act that he had of not only hitting his mother, but rejecting her that way, taking his father's side, and kind of being a little Marco, I think is enough for her to say, you know what? I have a family that cares about me. And, you know, she was comforting him in the beginning of the episode, and it just like, he probably didn't get that from his father. I don't think he got that from Sin. I don't think he had a motherly figure in his life necessarily. And all he wants to do is prove himself to his father over and over and over again. And, you know, in that moment, he got to be raw and very vulnerable with Naomi. And I thought for, you know, a little bit, I was like, well, I'm so happy that she had that moment. I'm happy that he had that moment. That means that there's like some way that he can redeem himself at least a little bit and maybe stop his father. Does that mean that he gets to like walk free for the rest of his life? No, like he's made mistakes, big mistakes. And granted, he is just a boy and he was taught this, you know, like how people are taught racism and taught hate. Like, he was taught to be this way by his father. And I never really understood. I was like, why didn't she just take him? Well, now that I know that Sin was helping Marco move Philip from place to place to keep Naomi away from him, Like when she turns around and she says to Sin, like, I really wish you hadn't come in here. That was totally her being like, I don't care what happens to you. Like they had several moments where she was betrayed by him a couple different times. And then she's just like, it's too late. And I'm assuming that he's dead. I'm assuming that like the second he reached out there, he took in a breath and like it immediately killed him. Probably his lungs exploded, or maybe he held his breath. I'm not sure. Somebody explained it to me, so I'm probably saying it wrong, and it's not a big deal. But I'm pretty sure he's dead. I saw that Philip witnessed not only Sin dying, but like this incredible thing that his mother just did from jumping from one ship to the other. I'm happy he saw that so he doesn't think of her as weak. I know a lot of people think that people with emotions like myself that express those emotions and that care about people and have empathy and want people to do the right thing, that they are weak. And I hope that he realizes that that's not a weakness. That is an incredible strength. And like maybe that part of him that's like her, maybe he could cherish that a little bit more, because his father really seems intent on breaking him down, building him up slightly, just enough to be like, you have my support, but we're going to keep you low. We're going to keep you down. We're going to keep you where you belong. And the manipulations that like Marco, like he tried with Naomi, like when they were alone and they were talking to each other, like he tried to continue to do it. And she's just like, no, I can see it. I see when it's happening. I think once you have been in any form of a manipulative relationship, whether it has been at work, whether it has been at home, whether it's friendships, whether it's family, a relationship in general, like, when you're being manipulated and when you're being bullshitted. And I have no problem calling out bullshit from a bullshitter. I have no problem doing it at all. And it really triggers me when I see and feel Marco doing that to Naomi. And I'm so glad that the way she reacts is to not be manipulated by him anymore. And Philip is very easily manipulated by his father. As soon as he starts like saying like, I want my own command ship, I want to help you, and you think I need help? How dare you? You think I can't lead this, that I need help leading? It's such a manipulative move. No rosé this time. No rosé this time. Because I realized that like while I have a good time and I cry a little bit more, I also like have bubbly anger, and I don't think that that's the greatest thing to feed. That's like one thing when I was like, I don't want you guys to think I'm an alcoholic. Like I know when to stop, and like definitely I'm like, I'm good on the rosé level. I don't think I need it this time. But like I can feel that fire like burning inside of me when Marco speaks. And I watched after show, I want to say it was the previous episode. Oh, actually, I watched the one with Dominique Tipper, and it's so funny to watch her and Wes talk with each other, and they're not Amos and Naomi. Like they have a great camaraderie, and like they're like friendly and they're laughing, and they have stories and all this, and it's just like so weird because they don't behave that way on the show whatsoever. But then I watched the previous one, and I got to see Karagi and Keon Alexander kind of talk, and like Keon doesn't sound anything like Marco, thank God, because if I heard that like voice behind me at the grocery store, it's just like, ha, run. And then Kara or Kara, yeah. Like her, like just like telling the story about her baby bump and all that was just adorable and so much fun. And she couldn't be more opposite of Drummer. But I do notice that sometimes she does talk with her teeth, just like Drummer. So that's like the little giveaway that like, yep, she's in there a little bit. I like it. But in other news, I think we had a fake out of the proto-molecule being destroyed by Holden and Bull. There's no way that it was on the Zemea when the Zemea blew up. There's absolutely no way that's it was all part of a plan to self-destruct, to make them think that that proto-molecule's gone. Here's my thing is when Holden's like, we need to board it. And they're like, you need to destroy the proto-molecule. And it's like, you have to confirm it's on there. And I think Bull even saying like the send the drones in, because I 100% that's what Alex would have done in the first season, that we would have confirmed whether or not it was actually on the Zemea. And I don't think it was. I was just like because it didn't stop anywhere, and there was no boarding, there was no like, I don't know if you can jettison things, but other than like the torpedoes. So I'm just like, it's probably on a torpedo, like in the middle of space where no one knows like the location. Well, someone knows the location. It's just not our crew. It is not Holden. It is not Bull. It is not Monica. So I was worried that the ship that Naomi had given Philip was going to be used as like a like an Eros behemoth Nauvoo situation, like to ram the Rocinante, which I feel like would have been hard for Holden to shoot down that ship knowing that it was Naomi's, but I feel like he would do it nonetheless. He's a different Holden now. Before he would try to white knight that shit and, go in there and save lives. But like, even though he knew that she was taken, he still went after the proto-molecule. And I definitely see like an evolution of character for Holden, that he doesn't always have to be the white knight for people. Still doing it for humanity. Thank you. But now with Naomi being on the Chet, and we know Sin had been sent over there to do something because he was walking across the walkway on his way back. I don't know, like, I feel like he rigged it like for like a bomb, or obviously for them to control it from the Pella. But I'm hoping that he. I keep thinking that like these characters are gonna like have secret courageous moments, and as much as I love Sin and him standing up to Marco and being there for Philip, the shit that he put Naomi through, I think is fairly unforgivable. It's like, he's a great character. He was a good man. He could have been better. And also Carol being on Drummer's ship, keeping an eye on Drummer and what Drummer is doing. Obviously, Drummer is going to know, and obviously she's going to be suspicious. So I wonder what the dynamic is of her being on that ship and also being part of the Polybelter like family that's in between those ships. Like, is she just left out in the cold? Everyone's just like, we're good. I don't know. I am curious to see what Drummer's next move is. Obviously, it's to keep an eye on Marco, but to be part of Marco's group and having to play along with certain things and not argue or say no. Like I'm interested. I'm so interested in the dynamic. I don't know where that's going to take us. Now, obviously, Alex and Bobby are on the Razorback. They have been contacting Holden and Avasarala. So we have like a phone call happening to send messages back and forth to and fro. And definitely, I'd like the group to get together by the end of the season, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily happen. But I'm just happy that I was going to say that I'm happy that Alex is with Bobby, but I'm happy Bobby is with Alex, in the sense that I think Alex is a hell of a lot safer with Bobby than he is by himself, especially how easily he can be kind of taken over by like a woman like Babbage. And then I'm interested to see if Sauveterre is like this person of interest and for a good reason, or if he is like this red herring. I'm not sure. We didn't get much about Mars at all, and I think someone had told me that it's not super prominent in the book, or it is, and they're not really doing the whole Mars storyline justice, or it took place in a different book. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on it. But we have to find out what's going on with them. He was ordered to go back to Mars by Holden. I don't know if Alex is going to do that or not. Especially because of the Martian ship they destroyed. And the ships that were chasing them, again, I don't know if they were Martian or if they were ships that were given to the Belters by Martians. I'm trying to remember who came out on the platform that Bobby shot at. I don't know if those were Belters, if those were Martians. Badass scene, though. Still love that. And then, of course, we got to catch up with Christian. Is her daughter on Luna? Is Arjun alive? Are they reunited? Is he still mad at her? Is he dead? We have to catch up with Amos and Clarissa on their way to Baltimore, which is a huge fucking mistake. I can already tell you it's not going to go well. Look at that prediction. But I don't know, especially with what happened on Earth, with all the rocks hitting everything, with, nuclear winter taking over. Like, I'm sure there are so many people that want to leave Earth. Like, how does one leave Earth? Like, is Amos going to run into Arjun and he'll be like, Amos, my boy. And like, they fly off to Luna. Like, I'm like, how does Amos and Clarissa get off of this planet? How do they get out of this situation? Like, I just feel like the utter chaos that Earth is right now is just the least ideal place to be. But her mods will come in handy. As much as I hate them, they have already come in handy. They've already saved my Amos's life. I look forward to, as much as I don't want to go back to Baltimore because I fear for not Amos's life necessarily, but the situation that he's going to be in. I don't know if him going back, there's going to be repercussions for Charles? I already forget. See, maybe I should drink. I don't know. But I don't want there to be any negative repercussions for Amos or the people that he knows in Baltimore necessarily because of Eric. And I don't think you introduce Eric if you're not going to utilize him again in the future. So it's in the back of my mind that Amos is in trouble. And again, Clarissa Mao is a very well-known figure, I'm sure. I don't know how Amos is necessarily. I feel like he would be famous. Famous Amos. I hate myself. Anyway, let's just get into it before I have any more stupidity jump out of the hole in my face. Okay, guys. Let's get into it. Wait, so fucking awesome. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, back on Earth.
I forget how good some things can smell.
Protein bar don't smell that good.
After what I had to eat in prison, they do.
I bet.
What are we gonna do when we get to Baltimore?
I don't know exactly.
Great.
It's the safest place for us that I could think of.
It's not safe at all.
Do you know where we might find a ship? It'd be really hard for us to get there by ourselves.
We're gonna need help then.
Who are you going to ask for help? You can't go to Eric. Oh my gosh. It's like the first time where I'm just like irritated like by an Amos decision that like I don't think is smart.
Tell me how your mother died.
How do they think that she's dead?
She wanted to die.
They don't know that she's on the ship.
She didn't kill Sean, she didn't kill him, you did.
Pardon? Oh. I hate you, Marco. I hate you so much. I'm just so angry right now. Oh my god, he gets under my skin so easily. Hey girl, oh god, oh god. Oh yeah, I imagine so much. You are a badass bitch, girl. Oh god, that has to hurt so badly. Emotionally, but like physically. Oh god, can she even see? Is there a med thing on there for her? The physical acting that we get out of Dominique, like whether she's on a planet that's like trying to kill her, or like this, like she's so good. She has a lot of body awareness from being a dancer.
Fuck.
Agreed. A lot of F-bombs.
Fuck.
What? What is the sound? Wah, 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 wah.
If you get this message, please retransmit. Tell James Holden I'm in distress and no nav control. Please retransmit.
Holy shit. I hope he does not fall for that, because that is not the way she would speak.
Orders to destroy the sample and not to be captured.
And it's a job for us. Fine by me.
That's not what happened. Monica.
Plot a course for the Razorback. I'll let them know we're on our way.
Yay! Is that Ashford's chair? Girl, you do not get to sit in that chair. I don't like her. Hey, David. You're gonna do great. I believe in you. Oh, that's gonna overwhelm somebody pretty damn quick.
This is the beginning of the reckoning. The first step towards justice, and this journey will not end until we are victorious. The future of humanity demands it.
Great job, David. I believe you. Goes into a room and throws up. Oh, damn. It doesn't look like Baltimore, though. The Baltimore, yeah, I guess it was before the blast. The rock. Before chaos ensued. Hey, did he come to see Eric? I'm so stressed out. Hey.
You got a lot of balls coming back.
what I
Only you
said.
could survive an asteroid attack and then willingly walk into a more dangerous situation.
Well, I figured things have changed enough that the old rules didn't apply to the new situation.
Who the hell is this?
Peaches,
Clarissa,
It's the apocalypse and you're white knighting at the brothels.
we're here to help you.
have you heard of Winnipesaukee Island? Vacation houses that are mostly empty. And each has a hangar with a suborbital shuttle.
How do you know about this?
I used to summer there. Jules Pierre Mao was my father.
Jules Pierre Mao.
I don't know if you want to brag about
Yes.
that.
That one.
Hard times all around, I guess.
Can you get us there?
What's in it for me?
I know what it's like to lose everything.
We're not talking about a handbag, princess.
Oh, easy. Not the scene I was expecting at all.
I figured this was just the churn again, but it's gone, isn't it?
Starting over isn't always bad.
Very true.
I saw a case of that tequila that maybe we should take some of that.
He really liked it when he was there the first time.
Our citizens need to see that we can apply pressure.
Hygeia and Iapetus Station are good targets. The Belters on both have traditionally been more radically inclined than most, but
You can't kill more Belters. That's not going to help.
If we start murdering innocent Belters, we'll radicalize every Belter who does not support
Thank you.
Inoris. Then
Thank
we
you.
won't be fighting a faction anymore. We'll be fighting the entire belt.
We already are fighting the entire belt.
No, you're
They're just
not.
wearing uniforms.
Which is another reason why this shouldn't even be considered an option.
Thank you.
Tom is not responding. I've no nav control. Please retransmit.
He knows that that wouldn't be her making that call. What did she see? Can you pick up the grate? Yeah. Hook it. Pull it up. I don't know why I doubt. Not that I'm even doubting my girl. I know she's fucking smart. She'll figure this shit out. Yeah, get angry. Get angry, girl. Get angry, girl. That always helped me to push more weight at the gym. Good job. Good job. I know it hurt, baby. Oh. Oh, God. her body going through space just for that short period of time got fucked up.
Please return there. Tell James.
Oh. Oh. It's.
No.
At least it stopped the message, right? I love that we're getting to see the insides of the ships. Yeah, you need to eat something or get something to drink. Yeah, you don't have any oxygen. God damn. What she's doing? Is she trying to communicate through that? Can she hide something in that so she doesn't turn it off completely?
The Chetzamoka is a bomb. But do not approach this ship.
I'm gonna scan the emergency channels. Any ships the Free Navy attacks will send out a mayday. It might help narrow our search area.
Oh no. I didn't think about Alex and Bobby hearing Naomi's voice.
Captain, we just got a message from the Razorback.
Jim, we just picked up an automated distress call on one of the emergency channels. It's Naomi. We found her.
This is Naomi Nagata, the Rosinante. Tell James Holden I'm in distress. Comment not responding. I've no nav control. Please retransmit.
You have to know that's not real, Holden. Oh my gosh. So much stress.
The Belters struck our home. We need to strike back at theirs.
The casualties will be substantial.
Not compared to ours. Their blood is on his hands, not yours.
That is not how that works.
Blood on our hands before this is over.
Well, if it's more of theirs, I'll take it.
Delgado.
Thank you for your candor, Admiral. That'll be all.
Not only that, they know that Marco said that he had the proto-molecule. He will shoot the proto-molecule at Earth. David.
This is Alex Kamal on the Razorback. Screaming Firehawk for now. Naomi, we heard your call. We are burning hard for you now. So y'all just hang tight.
No!
We'll be docking with you before you know it.
Well, the Razorback doesn't even have room for her in there. That'd be weird for them to dock with her.
This is Naomi Nagata, the Rosinante. If you get this message, please retransmit. Tell James Holden I'm in distress. Comment not responding. I've no nav control. Please retransmit.
Why is she trying to memorize this?
Tell James Holden I'm in
What is she
distress.
doing?
Comment not responding. This is Naomi Nagata, the Rosinante.
You got it. Please retransmit.
Naomi. Is she trying to find the one that, like, will turn the message off? Oh, God, Naomi, you are putting yourself fucking through this. Oh my God, she has no food or water, and then she's just working herself like crazy.
We picked up a distress call.
This is Naomi Nagata, the Rosinante.
You can't help her.
Watch me.
Naomi is not about that ship.
How would you know?
Because she's dead.
Okay.
Naomi was aboard the Pella when you were there. Feel it, brother.
You are lying.
I don't care if you believe me. The truth is Naomi Nagata was a traitor to the belt.
She was so loyal to the belt.
Marina!
Maybe Drummer can communicate that it's not a real distress call. drinks when she's angry. Girl, the whole bottle? Fuck.
I'm in the guard of the Rosen. Please return to it. Tell James.
This is Naomi, the god of the Rosen. If you get this message, please retransmit. Tell James Holden I'm in distress.
No idea what she was doing other than disrupting the message, but I don't know if that was like a Morse code maybe she was sending. The wire.
Drummer's famous temper. It was fun to see.
Mm.
This is Naomi, the god of the Rosen. Tell James Holden I'm in self-control. This is Naomi, the god of the Rosen. Tell James Holden I'm in control.
Why did the message change?
Tell James Holden I'm in control?
Could it be Naomi?
It can't be.
Tell James Holden I'm in control. She's not dead.
This is Naomi, the god of the... Tell James Holden I'm in control. This is Naomi, the god of... Tell James Holden I'm in control.
Yes.
Naomi, the god of... Tell James Holden I'm in control.
Yes. Holy shit, I thought I was like pretty smart, and I was like, I don't know why she keeps repeating that message over and over again. So good. Dan, was it Novak? Novak? Just fucking top-notch writing, dude. Top-notch writing. Oh my gosh. I have like tears in my eyes, like of joy, of like happiness. Cause like Naomi is so fucking smart. Like just, she never quit. And like, that's the thing, like when she thought that everything was down and out, like she'd lost Philip, like her life was over, she sat at that door and she was like, I'm going to space myself. And then she decided not to because she's not a fucking quitter. Fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. Corral can eat some space. But also Drummer, like definitely her going through it, like, you know, her one feeling out of control, not only by being taken over by Marco and like not being in actual control of her ship or her crew, feeling like she's not with them anymore because the thing that they're having to do, she doesn't believe in. She doesn't want to be associated with Marco. She doesn't want him to give her orders to go to Ceres because, you know, she doesn't want to work for him. And it's not the same that Corral's talking about Naomi kind of like giving up on their cause. Is that I think for the first time Drummer feels that disconnect from her crew, from her family, and from like this like thing that she was a part of, which was like this like the OPA, like the very proud belter thing, and she can't be a proud belter anymore because of Marco. It's really interesting. People told me that her eye makeup was tattoos, but it was smeared, so that's eye makeup, not a tattoo. But like her going for Ashford's bottle, and she only drinks when she's mad. I don't want her to be hurting the way she is. I don't want her to be upset. I don't want her to be manipulated by Corral. But a pissed off drummer makes for a fantastic television show. It's really interesting that I sometimes feel like I can see how things are going to go. And Amos, like, I couldn't figure out why he was like trying to get back to Baltimore and why he thought Eric was a good idea when he's like, well, it's a different circumstance now. Things have changed. I was like, yeah, no, you're right. But I didn't think things had changed. And I love how like Clarissa kind of has that moment with Eric that it's just like the person that you once were is dead. And he kind of has to face that too. I don't know if we get Eric for any longer in the series, but that'd be really cool if Amos had like somebody from his childhood, especially, you know, like Eric mentioning the churn and thinking that this is the churn, and Amos like kind of going like, this is not the churn. You know, he's just like, nope, you're not gonna make it, dude. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go for the ships. You know, Eric kind of talking down to Clarissa, like, you know, calling her like a princess. Like, that person has been gone for a really long time. That person was not the person that went through the ring gates. That is not the person that was trying to kill James Holden. That is not the person that came back on the Rocinante and spent all that time with Amos. That is not the person that went to jail. That is the person that survived and left with Amos. And now she has, you know, this whole new mindset. Still not like, she's not going to be in my top 5, probably not even my top 10 characters, but I'm learning to appreciate Clarissa. I really, I like her and Amos together, in the sense of like, you know, there's times where he just kind of like stares at her, like trying to figure her out, and like how Amos does. You know, it's a conundrum, but like she's always like even like the people that were dead outside of the old folks' home, and she's like, I hope that this was like mercy, you know, I hope that like this was like kind. And Amos is like, maybe. But like, you know, like that would be me if I'm in that situation. Like those would be the words coming out of my mouth, is like, I hope this would have been a mercy. So I'm like really happy that like she's with him. Who'da thunk? Not me. But here we are. So long for the ride. I seriously thought like the second Eric saw him, he'd be like, I'll put you down. He didn't put him down. he was establishing dominance, but Amos is just like, dude, that life is over. Like, we got to move on. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. There's like dust flying around. Now, I wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure, if the distress call that Alex and Bobby picked up on the Razorback that Holden then heard, because you see nothing from them after the fact. I don't know if Holden realized that that wasn't a message that Naomi would have sent, in the way that it was worded, in the connotation in her voice. I would hope that he like maybe heard it and was just like hopeful, and then just kind of like, something's off. And Alex sending back the message saying, you know, this is Alex on the Razorback, now the Screaming Firehawk, which I love that they actually put that in there. But like him sending it back saying like, we'll be boarding you shortly. The Razorback only has 2 seats. It's a racing ship. There's nowhere for her to sit. So in my mind, they've worked it out already that like they can't like do it. And then her sending out the message is kind of more reassurance on her point. Now, I don't know if that's true or if that's false, but I was just like, it's really interesting because like the ship that would be docking with the Chet would not be the Razorback, especially because they don't have any weapons. So, you know, if we're dealing with Marco, you know, you'd want a ship that has weapons that could defend itself. Now, again, not a fan of Bull, not a fan of his way of thinking, not a fan of like, I'm not going after his girlfriend. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, you are. And I love Monica, like just sitting there, like still thinking. She's still thinking. She's a thinker. And I love that. I know that the protomolecule is still somewhere. It's not gone. They did not incinerate it. I would be fearful of Marco retaliating if they decide to attack Palace Station and blow it up. I think that is the stupidest idea. Delgado is thinking with his emotions, not with his logic. Like, that's how you get people to radicalize. Oh, you know what? We don't believe Marco. We don't want to be part of Marco's like whole fleet. Like, we don't believe like what he's saying, you know, and then as soon as Palace Station blows up, they're all like, oh, we can't trust the inners at all anymore. I am fully on Marco's side. I 100% support Christian in her way of saying like, no. We attacked a military base on Deimos before. That is not this. This is a populated station. Like, I know that there are casualties of war. There always are. But I think like her wanting to reduce the amount of casualties, but also win favor with Belters is the absolute best way. And I don't think David is stupid. I don't think he's stupid at all. I know that he wanted to talk to Delgado because he's like, you were holding back. And like when Delgado was talking, he was saying things very passionately and with anger. And when Christian was delivering stuff, hers wasn't like, it rarely is ever like that for her. Like there was a plea, and there were other people in the room, and thank God there were other people in the room that thought the same exact way. Interesting that it was mostly women that were saying it, the more empathetic of the sexes. But like definitely, like I feel like David is not stupid. And, you know, he had his speech, and you could tell he felt uncomfortable about it afterwards. And like Christian's just like, it doesn't matter as long as you look like you were strong and like you're behaving like a strong leader. I think he does want to be seen as strong, but I also don't think that he wants to be seen as a murderer. And where they say like the blood will be on, you know, Marco's hands, not yours. There's blood everywhere. And just like Sorrento Gillis, the blood was on his hands. But he didn't have to attack Mars. And the one missile that got out was the one that impacted. That's his fault. Kinda, you know, and then you got Aaron Wright. Man, that was so long ago. Dare I say I miss those days. Way less complicated, because now there's so many things. And then they were talking about Medina Station being inside the ring gate and having some weapons, and that they could destroy them with a railgun. Stop it. Stop it. That there is a Doniger class ship and 2 UN ships. So big motherfucking ships, right? It's really nice to get a Doniger drop in this episode. Especially rewatching the first season with Nerdy Nightly, I'm kind of like, oh, I missed watching this for the first time. I'm already there. I'm already one of you guys. It's glorious. But like, I don't think Marco would want to destroy the ring gates. I don't think that that's in the best interest of the belt. And I think if he did that, he would lose a lot more belters. But I don't know what his plan is. I know he had a whole like schematic of the ships. I think, I can't remember what the name was of the one that I saw. But I'm sure he has people on those ships, especially the Doniger class that has Martians on it. Could be trouble. It could be his way to escape, so then he doesn't have to face anything that's going on in the belt. I'm not sure. The way he treated Philip in this episode, blaming him for Sin's death. I do like that they think Naomi's dead, but like blaming Sin's death on Philip when Philip really had nothing to do with it. Like, Marco's such a shitty person. Like, feel your fucking feelings, dude. Don't lash out at people. I feel a certain type of way. Now I'm concerned about who's going to approach the Chet because of the proximity detonator. Ooh. I still have one more thing to watch tonight, and it is 10:30 at night. It's gonna be a shit storm, shit show, shit clusterfuck, whatever. I can't even think. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should sleep on that. But I'm curious to see what Holden and Monica and Bull do. I feel like they've got to know that it's not real. If they don't, that's just me hoping out loud. Drummer, I feel like she is volatile and she's ready to fucking blow, especially knowing that her friend Naomi is possibly dead. Corral needs to be taken out. See you never. I won't miss her one bit. And then, Christian is probably going to have a nice little conversation with David, I'm sure. She's the best person to have in your cabinet. I would go to her for advice on anything. But we still don't know about Arjun. Like they asked about the relief efforts in Pennsylvania. So you could kind of see her eyes shift down a little bit that she doesn't know what's happening with him yet. I would like to know what's happening with fucking Arjun. Rich people ships on the coast. Rich people homes, vacation homes. Suborbital ships. Does Arjun have a suborbital ship? I don't know. Oh my God, maybe I'm just thinking about shit out loud, but that would be fucking awesome if they roll up to the Avasarala address. They're like, hey, I know you. Let's go to Luna. That would be amazing. I don't know. I'm a fanfic. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. But if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as full-length reactions to other episodes of this season and previous seasons, but up to 2 episodes early, so you get to watch them before the YouTubes. Haha. First. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Like, how long did it take you to realize what Naomi was doing? Because it took me a really long time. Like, how badass is Naomi? Like, not only did she just go through all that in space, burnt, eyes just toasted, hands just hurting, she can't even lift things, she hasn't eaten, she hasn't drank anything, and then she's like sacrificing her brain every single time that she like overdoses on carbon dioxide, like just like she just all the nicks that are in the wall. You know, she is one of, like, she's obviously a top 10 character for me, but she was never like, she started out my favorite character until like the end of like season 1, and then I was like, Amos is my dude. But like, I appreciate so much of Naomi, not only the performance that we get by Dominique, but like just Naomi as a character. Like, it's not like a Mary Sue thing. Like, she was smart before she was introduced to us. But she's always improvising. She's never giving up. And if that isn't just so fucking inspirational, I don't know what is. Ah! So exciting. Again, I 2 more episodes of season 5, and then it's done. And then season 6, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm excited. Every time the opening credits go across and the Expanse comes across the screen and I hear that music, I keep thinking, I'm only going to hear this a couple more times, and then it'll be reruns. Come out with season 7, please. Ty, if you're watching this, like, please. We'll do anything. Oh, I will stalk Jeff Bezos. I will tap on his windows and be like, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Who's with me? Okay, guys. Insurrection to Bezos's house. Oh my God. I'm not even drinking. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.